Hey ladies, it's your girl Truly Inspired Martin, and you're not here by chance. Nah, baby, this is on purpose because what we do here is equip and empower you to become the woman that you desire and deserve. You are here because you are ready to restore, reset, and reclaim your life and increase your emotional intelligence. That won't happen everywhere, but here we make shit happen. So let's get it. Hey ladies, it's your girl Truly Inspired Martin, and baby, we are back and better than ever every Thursday, 7 a.m. Catch us on every podcast platform. And I know you've been out here working on you. I see you, girl, doing what you do. But guess what? The journey continues. So if you are truly ready to go from BS to success, welcome back to the Recrown You podcast.
You are now listening to Dropping Gems with Truly Inspired Martin on the Recrown You podcast.
You know it's time.
Recrown you.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Truly Inspired Martin, and welcome back to the Recrown You podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, for those of y'all that are new here, welcome to the podcast. Hey, girl, hey. And shout out to my loyalists, my baddies. Y'all are back at it again. As y'all heard, this is one of our other type of episodes, baby. This is dropping gems. These are quick hit segments, okay? We try to get you in 10 minutes in and out, get to the point, give you what you need so you can go implement, think about it, get it done, right? So, welcome back. I'm your girl, Dana, Truly Inspired Martin. I am your host, and I'm also your women's EQ strategist. So you like what that mean, girl? I teach women how to amplify their emotional intelligence by becoming more self-aware specifically, right? So really learning how to tap in with self and know not only how to do, but to become who you decide and who you desire and deserve to be. Okay. So we in the building. Ow. We got one more week till this year is over. Can I get a hand clap? Look, this is my little hand clap. Because, baby, this year has been something, okay? This year has been something, and I'm not going to lie to you. It had its ups, but the downs was given Floyd Mayweather, okay? It was definitely given Mayweather. I am over it. I am done. Let's start over starting today. We're not gonna wait till the first. We're gonna start today. Okay? Today, Thursday. We're gonna start today. So let's keep it on. Let's keep it a buck. It's a little ghetto out here. So whatever ghetto looks like for you, right? And that might be highs and lows. That might be death. That might be health issues. That might be job loss. That might be whatever it looked like for you. Personally, I can relate to every last one of the things I just said. Okay. It's been a year. It's been a roller coaster. I proved a lot of things to myself. And quite honestly, I think you proved a lot of things to yourself too. If you take a look back, your good days might have possibly outweighed your bad, but it's so easy to concentrate on that bad day when it happens. And it feels like it just took over every other good thing that ever happened. And I understand this personally. I understand this personally. Um, and to be quite honest, it sucks. It really sucks and it's hard to deal with. And quite honestly, can we just throw that shit in the toilet? Like, can we flush that joint down there because it's giving trash, right? So I understand that, and I always want to know that we can relate. Okay, so no one is above the other, right? We can all be relatable in some way. And that's what makes you a baddie. That's what makes you a part of the Recrown You family because we are baddies. And I know sometimes when people hear the word baddie, they're like, oh Lord, this sounds like a real new age term for over here. A badass is a woman who is real, she is raw, she is relentless, she is resilient, and she is resourceful. That means she know how to get it done. But she also knows that she has to take the steps, do the work, know the tools to use in order to plug in to be able to make things happen. But around here, we make things happen. Point blank, period. So I don't be trying to keep y'all long on the Dropping Gems episodes. We get in, we get out, right? But we're going to get something that we need. And I think those are very important moments to realize that you don't need it all. You don't need a long thing to get what you got to get or to go where you got to go. But you do need to pay attention to what it is that is being given to you in order to know how to unlock it and how to utilize it on your day to day, right? So, I got this little quote or whatever. Got this little quote or whatever. So I don't remember where I heard it from. I'm pretty sure I was probably watching like a Netflix show, maybe a Prime Video show. Who knows? Okay. I was watching something and I heard this and I said, oh my God, this is good. All right. So don't let fear rob you of a place faith brought you to. I'm going to run that back. Don't let fear rob you of a place faith brought you to. This, I have to sit with that for a second because this spoke so deeply to my spirit. Because it's so easy and so easily we get so entangled and caught up in where we are right now, and we become so fearful of the next. We become so fearful of the next. Anxiety and panic kicks in, and the old you kicks in, right? And you start to think about all those times in the past where you let yourself down, all those times in the past where you didn't give yourself 100%, all those times in the past where you did not do what you said you was going to do, where you did not stand on business. Right? You think about all those times, or you think about whenever things start going really good for you, that it always seems like it always comes in with a one hitter quitter, right? And it feels like you just can't get ahead because you're always two steps backwards, one step forward, right? A lot of people can relate to this because this is a lot of people's situations. Sometimes it just feels like you're just barely hanging on. You're just making it. Or when you do full blast get ahead, something is stopping you in your tracks. And I understand that shit wholeheartedly, yo. Wholeheartedly, because there have been so many highs in my year. But then when those lows come in, it's literally like a bop, 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 like damn, give me a second. I need a minute to recover from point one. But you trying to hit me with point two and point three, and I ain't even made it through yet. But little do you know that the very things that you don't think that you have the equipment to get through, you've already been equipped with before. See, this statement, don't let fear rob you of a place faith brought you to, reminds me very much of this tattoo on my wrist. All right, for those that are watching this video, you can probably see it. It's upside down in the video. Probably kind of hard to see. I can't really turn my wrist the whole way, right? But it says faith over fear, right? It's faith with a crown on top of it and a line, and then it says fear. Faith over fear. That's what this tells me. Your faith has to be greater than your fear. And your faith is what got you to where you are right now because you believed for something. You asked for something. You needed something so bad that you worked so hard to get where you are right now and to get out of wherever you were before. You believed so hard. You manifested. You gave all your faith and your power to something to get you to where you are right now. Don't you dare allow fear to drag you back to where you came from. And I have to remind myself of this all the time because there's fear in so many different ways, right? It's not just being fearful of a thing. You can be fearful of a thought, of a person, of a place. You can be fearful of the things that just happen to others to happen to you. These things start to really deepen your connection to anxiety and panic. This really starts to deepen your connection to fear. And you can't coexist with that. You cannot coexist with fear. That is not what you were made to do. Not in this life, not in this time, not what you said that you wanted out of life. I'm talking to you and I'm talking to me because sometimes it's so easy to take yourself back to a place of where you once came from, because that same thing is going to show back up in another way, in another part of your life. And if you're not careful, you'll fall right back into the same patterns that allowed you to stay in that thing so long. You cannot coexist with fear. You cannot. Something has to shake. Something has to move. And most of the time, the only factor that is really able to be changed, the only variable in this thing is you. You have to make the move. You are constantly changing and constantly evolving. But if you're not careful, you'll allow the same old you to take over the new you. And you won't do it on purpose. It won't be something that you meant to do, but it'll be something that you allowed to take over unbeknownst to you. It'll just make its way back in like, hey, I'm in here. And you won't even realize that you're allowing yourself to coexist with the past. You're allowing yourself to coexist with those people that you said were no longer supposed to be a part of your journey. You're allowing yourself to coexist with fear. You're allowing yourself to coexist with panic and anxiety and depression. You're allowing yourself to coexist with the very things that you said you let go and that you got past. You have to make a decision today, this week, that you're going to stand on business about yourself. And whoever's tired of hearing stand on business, I'll let it go in 24. But for right now, we in 23, baby, and we still getting it done, right? You have to give yourself everything. You owe you, and you got to pay yourself back before this year is over. I don't know how much debt you are in with yourself, but it's time to pay yourself back right now, today, yesterday, if you could have. You owe yourself for all the times that you allowed yourself to be dragged back, to be taken back, to allow so much depletion to happen in your life that you are now in a place of what now and how. You cannot, you cannot let fear rob you of what faith brought you to. There's a song, I believe it might be Mary Mary, don't quote me. But they say something like, I just can't give up now. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, but I don't believe you brought me this far to leave me. You are where you are right now because there is still room ahead of you. There's still a walkway ahead of you. You can still go forth, and you will never be brought to a place that you cannot go forth from. But the only way that you get dragged back is by making a decision to, by allowing the fears around you, the fears in your heart, the fears in your mind, by allowing fear to come in and drag you back. That is how you go back. By not changing your mindset, by allowing what you've been through or what you went through or going through in this moment, allowing that to not remind you of how you came over before, but allowing that to keep you stagnant. That is how you go backwards. We're not here for that. 24 is around the block. Next week, when it's the last week of the 2023 year, I need you to be able to say, I know how to move forward. I know that faith got me here, and I know faith is going to bring me even further because I'm not going to allow fear to keep dragging me through the mud. And I think sometimes we got to take inventory of those little things, right? I want to pull this definition real quick before I let y'all go. Um because I think it's important um to know what fear the true meaning of fear, okay? So, I see a few different definitions of fear. Fear is an unpleasant, often strong emotion caused by anticipation or awareness of anger. It's also, we got several definitions, right? An instance of this emotion, a state marked by this emotion. To be afraid of someone or something as likely to be dangerous, painful, and threatening, right? Emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to be caused by pain or threat, right? So here's an interesting fact. So, why is fear so powerful? Stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline are released. Your blood pressure and heart rate increase. You start breathing faster. Even your blood flow changes. Blood actually flows away from your heart and into your limbs, making it easier for you to start throwing punches or run for your life, right? They always talk about a what's that phrase? When you're in a oh my god, y'all know what I'm talking about. In a space of fight or flight. That was gonna take me a second. Fight or flight. When you have a fight or flight response, right? That is also from a place of fear, anxiety, panic, right? So that fight or flight response is an automatic physiological reaction to an event that is perceived as stressful or frightening, right? So fear will allow you this place where you're anticipating a bad event. You're anticipating danger of some sort, right? You're seeing a red flag before the flag even happens, right? You're in fear of something, right? And you go into this place where your body responds to fight or flight, right? And a lot of times when we allow fear to take over, the fight doesn't even happen. You're not even in the mindset to fight. You're ready to flee. And fleeing, go back to where one once came from, right? Like if we think about it in that mindset, what will it take for you to get up and fight? And fighting does not necessarily mean, I do not believe in a life of struggle. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like the feeling of always being in this place, this middle place. We deserve to have a life of peace and calm. We deserve to live in the bliss of where faith took us. So I'm asking you to ask yourself, what fears have been blocking you from living the life that faith has granted you? So over the next week, before we, join each other on the last episode for this year, I need you to go through every month of this year: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and now December. I need you to go to all those months and I need you to write down every good and every bad thing that has happened. And I want you to put it side by side, good and bad. All the months should be written straight down the side. On the top, we're going for good and we're going for bad. And we're going to go down straight down each list for each month. And I want you to really pay attention. Does your good outweigh your bad? Does your good outweigh your bad? Because this is something I had to do for myself. And although every day might still feel like a fight, I can go back and look at that and say, your good days outweighed your bad. You deserve that. Whew. Listen, this was just supposed to be a dropping gems episode, baby. We went way over time, way over time. We doubled time. All right. So this really done turned into a regular episode, but that's okay. Because I hope from this episode that you caught a gem that was dropped. I hope that something spoke to your spirit. I hope that you're learning through these moments that you have the ability to, and that you don't just have to do the work, right? Like you don't just have to do the work, but at the end of doing the work, there's a be. Everybody wants to do, but nobody wants to be. Well, or the other way around, right? Everybody wants to be, but nobody wants to do, right? Nobody wants to do the work. Nobody wants to do this homework assignment I'm giving you, right? Nobody wants to do what it takes to really be the best versions of themselves by really unlocking those truths. But once you do, ooh, baby, 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 the new heights you'll see, and you'll really be able to be everything that you desire. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. And I hope that this Dropping Gems episode did something for you. Pick up a gem, give it to a friend, share this episode. Somebody needed this, and I hope you did too, just as much as I did. So in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to catch y'all next time. Love y'all.
You know it's time.